back to the Two for Tuesday podcast, where we're continuing our deep dive into the captivating history of the legendary rock band, the Eagles. I'm your host, Michael Present of Second Round Music. And in our previous episode, we explored the band's early years from their formation in 1971 to their dramatic breakup in 1980 and the 14-year hiatus that followed. Now, in this second installment, we'll delve into the reunion and comeback of the Eagles, tracing their remarkable journey from the ashes of their past to the heights of their renewed success. This is a story of reconciliation, creative rejuvenation, and the enduring power of one of the greatest rock bands in rock history. This week's songs will be the classics, Take It Easy, and my favorite Eagles song, Seven Bridges Road. The events leading to the Eagles' surprise reunion in 1994 were nothing short of remarkable. After years of personal and professional estrangement, Glenn Frey and Don Henley, the band's primary songwriters and leaders, finally reconciled, paving the way for the long-awaited reunion. Well, there's more to the story than that. In 1993, a compilation album was released by the name of Common Thread, The Songs of the Eagles. It was a greatest hit, so to speak, of the Eagles songs that were covered by some of the era's best country music artists. Artists like Clint Black, Alan Jackson, Vince Gill, Trisha Yearwood, and Brooks and Dunn. Now, this album is the brainchild of Don Henley and former band manager Irving Azoff. Its intention was to be a fundraiser for a foundation by the name of the Walden Woods Project. You may remember that Henley sang a duet with Trisha Yearwood back in the early 90s, and he went to the CMA Awards show to perform the song with Trisha. Now, during his time there, the story goes that many of the artists told Don how much the band and their music had inspired them. So the album concept was born. Now, the most popular song from the album was Travis Tritt's rendition of Take It Easy. It was the highest charting song from the album, reaching number 21. Now, Travis insisted that the band be in the video and said he wouldn't do a video without them. So Glenn Frey, Don Henley, Don Felder, Joe Walsh, and Timothy B. Schmidt all reunited for the first time since the 1980 breakup. 2 months later, Frey and Henley would meet with the band's management over lunch and agree to a reunion. Glenn was quoted as saying, "For the record, we never broke up. We just took a 14-year vacation." He also said after years passed, "You really sort of remember that you were friends first. I just remembered how much we genuinely liked each other and how much fun we had." The Hell Freezes Over tour that followed became one of the highest grossing concert tours for the decade, as fans flocked to see the reunited Eagles perform their timeless hits and fan favorites. The renewed creative energy within the band was palpable. They soon released a new album, also titled Hell Freezes Over, which included both new material and live recordings from the tour. So the album name came from Henley's reoccurring statement that the group would get back together when hell freezes over. The album debuted at number 1 on the Billboard charts, and it included 4 new songs with Get Over It, Love Will Keep Us Alive, both becoming top 40 hits, and the latter becoming a number 1 hit. The Hell Freezes Over album was certified platinum 9 times. Now let's take a short break for a sponsored message. Are you ready to take control of your finances and build a brighter future? Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired, feeling broke all the time? My name is Michael Present, a certified master coach, and I created Second Round Financial to provide personalized financial coaching based on the proven principles of Dave Ramsey's 7 Baby Steps. Our services include, but are not limited to, one-on-one financial coaching through Zoom conference or face-to-face, budgeting strategies, debt reduction plans, emergency fund creation, retirement planning, and investment guidance. Well, why choose us? Because we believe in empowering our clients with the knowledge and tools they need to achieve financial peace. With our guidance, you'll gain clarity over your financial situation, develop a realistic and achievable plan, and experience hope and confidence in your financial future. I have over 15 years experience teaching and guiding families in the Ramsey Principles, along with a degree in finance and work experience in the banking and insurance industries. So let's get started today. Go to secondroundfinancial.com and click Book Now to schedule your free consultation today. In the years following their reunion, the Eagles continued to evolve and adapt both musically and personally. In December of 1999, the band played 2 shows, one in Las Vegas and one in Los Angeles, where the music from those shows would be used to create a 4-disc box set titled Selective Works 1972 through 1999. These 2 concerts would be the last time Don Felder would play with the Eagles. He was then fired from the band in February of 2001 and responded by filing a lawsuit against the band, Fry and Henley individually, among others. Both Fry and Henley felt that they had a right to fire Felder, and they countersued. This would be later settled out of court. Now, the departure of Felder was offset by the addition of guitarist Stuart Smith, who would go on to be a touring member up until just recently when he retired due to contracting Parkinson's disease. He seamlessly integrated into the band's lineup, and he continued to help shape their sound. He would be replaced then by Chris Holt. The Eagles' commercial and critical success only continued to grow, with albums like Long Road Out of Eden, further cementing their status as one of the best-selling, most influential bands of all time. Throughout this period, the individual members also pursued their own solo projects, maintaining a delicate balance between their personal aspirations and the enduring legacy of the Eagles. Now, the Eagles' impact on the world of rock music is undeniable. Their induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, as well as their countless accolades and awards, are a testament to their enduring influence and a timeless quality of their music. Today, the Eagles continue to captivate audiences and inspire new generations of musicians. Their extensive discography and legendary live performances have solidified their place as one of the most iconic and beloved bands in rock history. And their story is far from over. Although in the last 10 or 15 years, the band has had some interesting happenings and tragedies. In 2013, the band went on tour to support a documentary titled History of the Eagles. Don Henley was quoted as saying, "This could be our last." This tour did bring back one original member, Bernie Leadon, though Randy Meisner and Don Felder never appeared. Randy was asked on several occasions, but he couldn't participate due to health reasons. He had stopped playing publicly back in 2008, and unfortunately he passed away in July of 2023 at the age of 77. As far as Don Felder was concerned, well, he was never asked to return. Those bridges had been burned long ago. The band suffered a tremendous tragedy in January of 2016 when founding member Glenn Fry died at the age of 67 from multiple complications while recovering from intestinal surgery. At the 58th Annual Grammy Awards in February, joined by former original member Bernie Leadon, touring guitarist Stuart Smith, and co-writer Jackson Browne, they performed Take It Easy in honor of Fry. In subsequent interviews, Henley stated that he did not think that the band would perform again. Well, old Don was wrong one more time. The band added new member Deacon Fry, Glenn's son, and country music icon Vince Gill. Now, these guys still have playing dates in Las Vegas on the schedule, even right now. They start on September the 5th, and they'll run all the way through November the 8th. Take It Easy was released in 1972, and it was the Eagles' first single, and it remains a defining song in their catalog. The song was co-written by Jackson Browne and Glenn Fry. Jackson originally started writing the song in 1971 and was inspired by his experience in Los Angeles and the feeling of searching for a sense of belonging in the bustling city. The line, take it easy, don't let the sound of your own wheels drive you crazy, reflect a laid-back philosophy that resonates with many listeners. encourage him to slow down and appreciate life. But Jackson got a serious case of writer's block, and he couldn't finish the song. Now, this is where Glenn Frey comes into the picture. So the story is that Jackson met Glenn at an open mic club, and not only became friends, but they also became roommates. So Glenn hears Jackson working on this song. Now, Glenn was quoted as saying, "I had never really witnessed that sort of focus, someone being that fastidious, and it gave me a different idea about how to write songs, that maybe it wasn't all just going to be a flood of inspiration. That's when I first heard the song." Now, Glenn basically begged Jackson to complete this song. Now, this is where some of the controversy comes in. Some say that Glenn took the song and completed it from the second verse to the end, to which Jackson said later that Glenn's contribution was in spectacular fashion, and what's more, arranged it in a way that was far superior than what I had written. Now, that was a quote. But I've also read that Glenn humbly stated that his only contribution was the line, "It's a girl, my Lord, in a flatbed Ford slowing down to take a look at me." Now, his quote goes on to say that was my contribution to the song. Really, I just finished the second verse. Now, interestingly enough, the second controversy is that Jackson never actually was in Winslow, Arizona, that he actually broke down in Flagstaff, Arizona. So what's controversial about that? Well, the inspiration for the second verse, "Standing on a corner in Winslow, Arizona, such a fine sight to see," was from a trip that Jackson was making back to California when his car broke down. Most say that it was in Winslow where he spent all day waiting to get his car fixed. Some say he spent the night in the jail for loitering. And the city of Winslow even have a park named Standing on the Corner Park, which is right off of the old U.S. Highway 66, better known as Route 66. Now, that's a song we'll probably talk about at a later date in a future podcast, so stay tuned for that one. Now, no one really knows exactly if this was the actual corner that Jackson was referring to or not. I think it's just an intriguing location. But again, some say Jackson wasn't even at Winslow at all. According to a Facebook group, Jackson broke down in Flagstaff in front of a little German restaurant and was hitchhiking to Winslow. Well, if you look at the map and you know that Jackson is traveling back to California, he's not going to hitchhike back east 55 miles to Winslow. But before I call BS on this story, I will say that maybe Winslow sounds better than Flagstaff in the song. Whatever the story is, this collaboration between Brown and Frey produced a classic song. It's listed as one of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's 500 songs that shaped rock and roll. Now, the Eagles recorded Take It Easy at Olympic Studios in London, England for their self-titled debut album, and it became a commercial success, reaching number 12 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. Now, Glenn sings the lead vocal, and bassist Randy Meisner sings the harmony vocals on verse 2. Don Henley harmonizes in the chorus on the line, "Though we will never be here again, so open up, I'm climbing in." Bernie Leadon provides lead guitar and a distinctive banjo part, as well as some harmony vocals. Now, producer Glenn Johns was once quoted as saying, "On Take It Easy, I got Bernie to play a double-timed banjo. They all thought it was a bonkers idea, but it worked. It was really a great song, but that one little thing made it different." The song's catchy chorus and harmonious blend of vocals exemplifies the Eagles' signature sound, combining rock elements with a country flair. Now, the backdrop of the song is steeped in the California lifestyle of the early 1970s, characterized by an easygoing attitude and a sense of freedom. The lyrics paint a vivid picture of a man driving through the desert, contemplating life and love. Now, on the other side of this quick break, we'll talk about one of my all-time favorite songs, the Eagles' cover of Seven Bridges Road. Hey guys, thank you for listening today, and I hope you're enjoying this podcast. If you are, please subscribe or follow the podcast, click the like button, share it with other music lovers, and please consider giving it a 5-star rating so we can reach a bigger audience. Now back to the show. Now, Seven Bridges Road is a song that was written by Steve Young and covered by the Eagles in 1980 for their album Eagles Live. And it showcases a different side of the band's artistry. Originally released on Young's 1969 album, Rock, Salt, and Nails, his version of the song starts with just a finger-picked guitar and Steve's folk-sounding voice. But then between the verses, you get this heavy dose of stringed instruments. It's actually pretty well done. Now, Steve was a pioneer in country rock and Americana and alternative country sounds. And he was also a vital force behind the outlaw movement. Now, he was born in Noonan, Georgia, and he grew up in Texas and also in Gadsden, Alabama. Now, this song supposedly is an ode to Woodley Road, which is County Road 39 in Montgomery County, Alabama. Now, that's a rural 2-lane road that runs south off of East Fairview Avenue, the southern border of Coverdale neighborhood in Montgomery, Alabama, at Coverdale Road. And this road has 7 bridges, 3 pairs of bridges, and the 7th is an approximately 1 mile by itself. Now, Young stated that he and his friends used to go out on Woodley Road carousing around. He was quoted as saying, "I wound up writing this song that I never dreamed anybody would even relate to or understand or get. And I still don't understand why it's so successful. Actually, I don't really know what the song means. I just wrote a song about a girl and a road in South Alabama." Now, the story goes that a guy by the name of Jimmy Evans, who was then Young's roommate and later the Attorney General of Alabama, told that they used to frequent Woodley Road. And he told of a specific visit, which kind of triggers Young's writing of the song. And he stated, "One night when it was a full moon, we were in my Oldsmobile. And when I stopped, Steve got out on the right side fender, and we sat there for a while, and he started writing down the words." Young would also say that he later found out that the locals would actually call Woodley Road Seven Bridges Road. Now, the song has been covered numerous times, but the best-known versions are first from a British artist by the name of Ian Matthews, and then the Eagles version. Now, the Matthews version, which was covered in 1973 on his album Valley High, is where the a cappella version came from. It's a really good version because they added an instrumental break with a beautiful pedal steel guitar solo, which is really, really nice. Yeah, if you don't already know, I'm a huge pedal steel guitar fan. Now, according to Matthews, he and the members of the Eagles knew each other from their time spent at a place in West Hollywood called the Troubadour. Matthews would say that, quote, "We were forever going back to someone's house and playing music. Don Henley had a copy of High Valley that he liked, so I have no doubt about that being where their version of the song came from." Now, the Eagles version features rich vocal harmonies that highlight their signature sound, and according to Don Felder, when they first started playing in stadiums, the guys would use this song as their pre-show warm-up back in the shower areas in the kind of locker rooms of these stadiums. Later on in each concert, they would open up with the group's 5 members singing Seven Bridges Road a cappella into a single microphone. Felder would go on to say, "It blew audiences away. It was always a vocally unifying moment, all 5 voices coming together in harmony." The Eagles recorded Seven Bridges Road during a live performance on July 28, 1980 at the Santa Monica Civic Center. The song did chart, making it up to number 21 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 chart, and would be the last top 40 hit of that early era. Now, supposedly at the time, the Eagles charted with Seven Bridges Road. The song's original composer, you remember Steve Young? Well, he commented, quote, "I didn't like the Eagles version at first. I thought it was too bluegrassy, too gospel, but the more I hear it, the better it sounds." End quote. So there you have it. In this second episode, we've explored the remarkable reunion and comeback of the Eagles, tracing their journey from the ashes of the past to the heights of their renewed success. From the Hell Freezes Over tour to the release of new music and the band's continued impact on the industry, the story of the Eagles is one of resilience, creativity, and the power of reconciliation. As we bid farewell to this two-part exploration, I encourage you to delve deeper into the rich history and discography of the Eagles. Their music and their legacy continue to captivate and inspire, and I'm confident that their story will continue to unfold for generations to come. Thank you for joining me today for the Two for Tuesday podcast with your music-loving buddy and host, Michael Pazant of Second Round Music. I'd love to hear from you and your thoughts on this iconic band. Just type your comments below if you're listening on YouTube, or you can also do that on certain platforms like Spotify, or you can drop me an email. If you will, please click the link in the description to hear me perform these two songs. And don't forget to subscribe or follow, click the like button, and share it with all your music-loving friends. So just remember, we love you and we need you. And tune in next time as we continue to explore the stories behind the music we love. God bless you.